They tell us to never get involved with family or friends in business. I disagree. I think that you can have one of the best relationships and the best, most profitable businesses by doing just that. The biggest problem is putting your egos aside, and you'll learn the rest of it in about 30 seconds. Hello, welcome to Ted Davies Artistry. I'm Ted Davies. I'm an artist and author. I'm best known for my books Retrieve and Grimm 101 book series. And this is my station that we talk about creative stuff, painting and writing and just about everything that you would want to be part of in the creative element. And that's the idea about this YouTube channel and about everything else that we do in Ted Davies Artistry. So check out everything that we're doing. Like and share this out. It would be super, super helpful. I am trying desperately to reach 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel by Christmas 2022. A couple months away. It would be super, super helpful if you guys could just share this out just to 3 people each. That would be huge for me. And I'm really, really not desperate, but I'm just trying to get it because we've been doing this about 3 years and we're trying to grow exponentially. We've been very successful, but I want more subscribers on YouTube. I've got platforms all over the place. So people that follow us, thousands of views, and I'm very, very happy with that. But I'd like to have a few more of Ted's Tribe on YouTube. So please, if you wouldn't mind, I would consider it a favor. And it would be great. It's going to grow this good mission that we've got and try to make it a good place for creatives. So thank you for all your efforts, guys. I appreciate it kindly. Today, we're going to talk about friendships and friendships in business. The first rule to all of it, is it's always personal. You cannot divide it. You can't separate it. I don't care who you are. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt if you don't say it's not personal. I think that there's really no other way around it. If I don't have the proper feeling about it, I don't include people into Ted's Tribe, at least in the business side of it. I don't feel right. I want everybody to succeed. And when I bring them in to help me build, whether it's a book or a website or what we're going to be talking about today about the figures for Grimm 101, I want them to succeed just as much as I want Christine and myself to succeed because their success is mine, period. There's no difference between it. And today's guest, you all know him. Damien's been around in Ted Davies Artistry's business, so to speak, for the last 2 years, 3 years. And it's been just an awesome, awesome thing. Damien is a person that I respect as a creator, as an artist, as a toy maker. I mean, this dude, he does so much digitally. He's done so much for my books. It's been unbelievable. He's helped me out through all of this, but I wanted to bring him on today because I want to show you the new and improved figures that he's done for Grimm 101 that we had for our Kickstarter. It's coming up to almost a year. We had a problem with the old figures because the resins, I don't know exactly what happened, but they liquefied a few months after we had them. And they were ready to go out, and a few of them were anyway. And then they were having some issues, to be honest. Now, there's a couple different ways to manage that. Do you just throw Damien under the bus and say, oh, the hell with it, and it's not going to work, and now this is garbage? No, you don't do that. And if you do that, then you know what? You shouldn't be doing this type of business anyway, because that's somebody's livelihood as well. And you know what? I don't get involved with people that aren't stand up, that have the right intention. They will fix something that's wrong. That's why Damien's part of what Ted's Tribe's all about. Friends first. He and I were friends first before any of this. But I really think that I want you guys to know that, as an architectural term, the footing of it all, that I've built my friendship on with him. So with no further ado, I want to bring in Damien. I've been talking too much. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're going to make me cry.
Oh, don't cry, man. Okay, a little bit. Go ahead. I'll put you full screen.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
You know what I'm saying, though.
No,
We all have friends, and we've had ones that, oh God, I did business with, and I've lost a friendship, and I don't do that anymore. I mean, I've got friends that are across the board with business. They know how I am. I try not to be disrespectful. I am sure that my tone isn't always great, but they know that they know that they can still have hold on a second. I think we might be losing a bar or two here. Hold on one second. Of course, the Wi-Fi is going to drop. This is it is pre-recorded, guys, but just give it a second. Get them back here. If we end up losing signal, we'll stop recording and start again. But the biggest thing about all of it is that I just don't, I can't divide it, that it's not personal when it's business related. And then I wouldn't have gotten you involved in any of this. But you and I both have responsibilities for Kickstarter. So everybody invested in my Kickstarter, and that was something that you and I talk about. Well, we just off camera were talking about people that don't provide a fulfillment, or it takes years for it. And I'm in a situation where with this Grim 101 Kickstarter, that we had the books come in damaged. We had all these things. Plus, there was a paper shortage. We're coming out of the pandemic. All these things happen, and everybody was patient with me. And I appreciate everybody that's funded us to get us to the point where the Kickstarter was successful. And I'm grateful for you, because you did a fantastic work on these figures. I'm going to show people in a minute, but even the old ones, if they didn't,
the first ones were great. They looked beautiful.
Yeah,
for a while.
Resin, yeah. I'm going to have you explain to people what had happened. You think the theory of what happened. But go ahead. Okay, I digress. Go ahead and let's talk a little bit about it. So
you're more eloquent than I am, so I'm just letting you go. The long and short of what happened is, and I've done more research since even when you showed me the pictures. From the pictures you showed me, they were basically dissolving. They were opening from the outside in.
Yeah.
I mean inside out. Sorry, and just unfolding. And I had heard a thing or two sporadically on different print forums that, hey, my thing exploded. And I'm like, oh, what'd you do wrong? They didn't really go into a lot of detail. And the long and short being that what we did for the statues, which we normally don't do for the action figures because they're all solid pieces, is we made them hollow. And what that means is that the inside is as uncured as the outside until you put it under UV light and it solidifies. It creates that polymer chain that creates the resin, the hard resin. If the inside is not 100% cured in any way, and it can hold moisture for up to 2-3 years in there,
got it.
It will start to unravel. Like the polymer chains will start to break.
Okay.
And it causes it to be brittle. It causes it just to literally, like, it'll split and just open.
Right. And it erupted, basically. I brought them down. We took them to Lexington, no problem. And it wasn't just the Grimm figures. It was also a tall Archimedes figure that was beautiful. It was absolutely my favorite, and I lost it, unfortunately, when it ruptured. But we did other ones. We did smaller ones, the first 6 of them. For the which I want to tell you that the Archimedes, if you guys don't follow me, Retrieve, my series, my book series Retrieve is being optioned right now. So we're getting everything worked out with the episodes and everything now. The main character, Archimedes, when I went out to California to get everything worked out with Craig Hall, the producer, I had 2 or 3 of the figures that you made for me in Archimedes, and they were a huge hit with the producers. Huge. So in that, you were just as much as part of it. And I told you that from the get, that this is going to be big. So that I knew that when we had a problem like this rupturing of these other, we didn't have the problem with the first 6 because they were solid. Yeah. The second grouping was the problem. So that's just so everybody understands it. So how'd you rectify it? Okay, so I sent you the things. I sent you everything back.
Yeah,
which it smelled.
in
I
places.
I came into the studio the one morning and it smelled like the resin. I'm like, why is it stinking? And it's all over my desk. I'm like, holy crap, did I turn the heat up? What happened? And no, I mean, it was just, yeah, it was really weird. But okay, go ahead. So tell them
Well,
what you did different.
um,
Different.
well, the first thing I did was we're not going to make it hollow. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we're definitely going to print them solid all the way
Right.
through.
And we did that to save on shipping.
Yeah,
Full
yeah,
disclosure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just to make it easier and cheaper for
Hmm.
everybody, less
Right.
expensive, not cheaper.
Right.
Because
Right.
I made a point of using the same resin mix that I do for the action figures, which
Yep.
are all still to this day, just solid and
Yeah.
again, not hollow.
Yeah.
So first thing was make them don't make them hollow. Maybe rework the supports a little bit to make sure that when it prints, it's not going to be. There's a part on the figure that we've both looked at where the hand is holding the tombstone,
Yes.
and find a way to make that point stronger. So I went back actually into the model,
Yeah.
and remodeled that area a little bit and cleaned up some things that I noticed on the original run that were aesthetically pleasing. Like they weren't,
Mhm.
mistakes, but just little things that I thought might, facilitate the process easier.
Right.
And then I just, instead of doing a resin mix, I went straight to the source for what they call a tough resin. And that basically means that it can take flexing.
Yeah.
It can take drop damage. I went away from action figures, as far
Mhm.
as like everything I've seen done for action figures, and said,
Mhm.
since this is a different animal, let's treat it like a different animal from the bottom up. And so that tough resin is amazing. Like
It feels totally different. I mean, totally different when
it,
we got them. I was like, wow. All right.
it acts like plastic. It feels a little like ceramic,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
unglazed ceramic a little bit. Doesn't have
Right.
quite the crunch to the feel, but it's
Right.
got a nice feel to it, and it takes paint. Amazing.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, the time frame. I haven't had anybody complain. Just from our standpoint, the time frame. Was this done on a new printer? I was going to ask you that.
no, it actually
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay.
The new printer got delayed.
Okay.
The Jupiter that was supposed to get in January didn't come until August.
Okay.
And
And you were already working on the change because we had to get it. We
exactly.
were trying to get it done, but then you had another delay from the primer because
Yeah,
you got the
the
better resin. Okay, so tell them about that so that people know.
oh yeah, it was almost a month just getting the primer because I wanted to make sure that the paint. Uh, One of the reasons I went with the tougher resin is because the water washable resin, which is part of the mix I use, it absorbs water,
Yeah,
and your watercolors are amazing. And that I
thank you.
know since that was the approach you were going to take with painting the statues,
Yeah.
I was like, we've got to rethink that too. So I went and did a bunch of research on like just types of primer.
Hmm.
I've got somewhere around here somewhere a little gross weird. I mean, like I bought like 6 different things.
And it wasn't cheap, and I appreciate
No,
it. I
no.
know that you did this and it wasn't on the cheap. So I mean, I do. I
I
really, really appreciate that.
Because of how you handle our business relationship and our friendship, there was no question.
Thank you.
No, it's something that would I do that for other people? I try to be a person of integrity when I do business. So probably. Um, I may have asked them to maybe help a little bit with some of the the cost, but there was no way because I knew people were waiting. I knew you were waiting, and I wanted you to be happy. Because again, if you're happy, they're happy. Your fans came to you for that statue because it was they knew you produced quality work. So I knew that whatever I did had to be quality. And since I still look at these things, there's one. Where is it? Is there one nearby? I can't. I don't even want to look at it. I just kept it nearby to just look at it once in a while and go, don't skimp. Don't rethink that we're going to buy that $30 primer because I don't
Right.
want to take a chance on that paint possibly breaking the surface somehow. And
Right. Right.
Because I want at the end of the day your fans to be happy with your product.
Well,
And
my fans are your fans and vice versa. I mean, there's things that, like I said, I want you to be successful. I want you to enjoy this whole experience of it all. I don't want you to be, oh God, he's on the phone again. He's bitching. I don't want that. And I try not to run a business like that. I strive not to. I want to bring the figures up. Okay. Is that cool? I'm going to split the
Yeah,
screen here, and then, I'm going to keep us talking, but I'm going to bring this up full screen.
and
So,
that cross on top of that statue was another thing.
Yeah.
Is I really wanted to make sure there was no chance, because just in transit from you to me,
Yeah.
the ones that had been messed up, a bunch of the crosses broke off. And I'm like, oh,
well,
no.
You wrap these all individually in bubble wrap, literally pockets, and they were so sound when I had to open up each one individually.
Sorry.
And they were no, it was fantastic. Now these, I set them out. I left them out just to make sure, for about a week. They were fine when they came out of the bag. There wasn't any resin smells. There wasn't anything that it was just a completely different experience with these. But the imaging was so good. I mean, it looks, you guys can check it out on teddaviesartistry.com. You can look through under Shop Ted. You can see all the books, the pictures and everything else, even on my Instagram, whatever, Ted Davies Artistry. But these are so amazing. I mean, just the detail. And this isn't even prepped yet. This is just primed. I haven't sanded any of this yet. I haven't gotten to the point yet. My whole goal is by the end of the month, they should have all these done and shipped out. So, did you want to go over any of the details, or are we good with that? I just wanted people to see
just when I think what people will enjoy when they get it is they'll see that, there's big cracks in the monument, but there's actually like tiny little line cracks you can see.
Yeah.
So one of the things about 3D printing that I really enjoy is that, like, resin 3D printing is you can get a lot of really fine detail out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I went, like, when I was modeling this, I wanted it to look like, your art had come off the page.
And it did. It looked, I mean, it was amazing. I was just blown away. I was absolutely blown away. We, when I got them, I mean, you get a moment, like, it's like when you get the book in your hand for the first time. Oh, it was like that. So you took an idea that was in 2D, literally, to 3D. And that's the power that we have in today's technology. That's what I said. All of it set aside. You put the ego away. Hold on a second. You put the ego away. You get to know where your bases are. Don't lose that, because, I mean, it would have been, if you ended up just, and I knew you wouldn't do this, but if anybody does this in business, where they just up and quit, and they just basically shadow everybody. They don't get a hold of, you can't get a hold of them anymore. They block you, blah, blah, blah. You're not like that. And, and you and I, like I said, we've been to Comic-Cons together. We've done a lot of stuff, a lot of fun stuff. And I never felt that way with you. I don't know how, you're not like that. You're not that type of person. And that's who I surround myself with in business now. People like you. Anybody that knows me, I'm like that. And I kind of can see through the BS. You can tell if you don't feel right about somebody, you're probably right.
It's true. And, there's been a lot of people that I've worked with that I definitely wish I could have turned around and told myself, please just run the opposite direction. I'll as far as my toy output, it's been pretty prolific, but as far as my comics and a lot of my illustration work, it's been sporadic because I do everything myself. Everything.
Yeah.
Initial concept. Yeah. My wife is obviously the backbone of all that. She's
sure
got my back, taking care of me, doing the background stuff, to make it so that I can do it. But
absolutely.
I do all that actual stuff myself. And it's been because I've been burned, that when I see people burning other people, or just talking out of turn and saying things like, it's, you have an obligation to people who give you money for things, whether you like it or not.
I agree.
And whether that's you and me working together to create something, or fans at a con, or through a Kickstarter, you asking for those things is a privilege.
Yes.
It's not a right. And I think a lot of people lately have been treating it like a privilege. I mean, treating it like a right, not a privilege.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And
Your artwork. I've been posting. I've been wanting people to see while you're talking. This is your. I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you've been so awesome about doing really extra artwork on top of everything that I've done, that I purchased from you or whatever we did. I can't even remember where I got some of these. I know that some of them we got them down Lexington, but it's just awesome. I mean, your artwork is so good, dude. Your line quality, this is exceptional, and your storylines are solid. And that's what I said. It's not just about Damien, doing resin toys or digital work like he's been doing for full disclosure, Comics Unlimited. Glenn and my books, you've done just amazing stuff for us with Comics Unlimited, and we thank you greatly. But you do this as well, and you're not, if people really want to invest in somebody that's a true creator, much like myself, I would definitely recommend that for them to go to see your work. This is just the beginning, guys. I mean, you're going to see a lot of great things coming from this gentleman. So, I just don't want it to be, I don't want anybody to feel like there was a mismanagement or anything else like that of this Kickstarter, or the products weren't ever produced or anything like that. It's just things happen. The products failed, and Damien stepped up and he fixed it. So now I've got to paint them. Now I've got to get them out and get them painted and get them shipped. But your books are excellent. The ideas are excellent. The Omniverse is, I mean, you can, where can everybody find that work, by the way?
well, right now, that's kind of in flux because I'm kind of taking putting cons on the back burner,
Right.
and I'm just focusing on comic art for at least till June or July of next year. Okay. So right now, the best place to see anything would be Comics Unlimited.
Okay, very good. Well, and that's good because you have a stretch run in there of what? How many pages? 6 or 8? 8 pages.
Part 1 8 pages. Part 2 will probably be 68 pages, and there's part 3.
Okay.
For the Planet X saga.
Got it. And comics, I don't have the book in front of you. If you look behind me, I think it's hiding behind the Wolverine, Bill Sienkiewicz Wolverine back there. Comics Unlimited can be found on Glenn B. Fleming's Amazon site, and you can go check out everything. That's number 10 that you're in as well, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So number 11's coming out soon. We got that in the wraps right now. We're just trying to get that out, but yeah, Glenn B. Fleming's Amazon site. Again, that's kind of a side note. You can see that more on Thursdays at 10 a.m. We're going to be live on that. We'll talk a little bit more about that and a little bit more about your work too, Damien. But one of the things we are doing is we're going to be going on to HalloCon in Georgia at the end of this month, Halloween weekend. So that is one show that we are going to be at, which I'm looking forward to greatly. So whether you have comic books there or not, you're still going to have your artwork. So
I'm looking to see there. They are sold out of tables, but I did get to go ahead. Mm-hmm. There's a project that I want to possibly be kickstarting in January. That's the goal. O-Toys is kind of making a little bit of a comeback in 2023.
Yep.
I'll show you the mock-up for our little friend here.
Let me bring it up here. Hold on.
This is the first actual. I got to be working in colors other than gray because it's kind of hard to see on these screens.
That's okay.
But the first 50 people that come to HoloCon will get a free thicken.
Awesome.
Check out the posterior.
Yeah. I'm going to be there Thursday night. Just so you know, I'll be one of the first. Chris and I'll be their first ones. So
just in case you're wondering, you saw She-Hulk twerk. Now you see a chicken twerk.
Got it.
That's why
you're just watching that last night. That's funny. That's funny. I've been pretty happy. I've been pretty happy with the She-Hulk series.
Oh, it's great. I got the action figure. And I'm not big on getting actual action figures. I usually get pops or I make my own stuff.
Yeah, right.
I like the Marvel Legends, and it looks just like her. It's
really
awesome. It's her in the suit, the actual super suit.
Awesome. Well, Wolverine by Night's amazing. I am completely blown away. I know we're getting off subject, but I think that is the best MCU. I will state it right now on Back to the Drawing Board. Which, by the way, you're the first guest on Back to the Drawing Board. I have not had anybody else on it.
I feel special.
To this, we've since retired TED Talks, but it's kind of edging its way into a little bit back into the back to the drawing board. But welcome.
Hey,
So,
TED talks about everything.
what's that? Yeah, right.
Everything's TED talk. If TED's talking, it's TED talk.
I guess some people listen sometimes. Yeah, but that Werewolf by Night, I missed in awe. They did such a great job.
I genuinely didn't know when I saw the trailer whether or not I was going to be my thing. I'm not a big horror fan.
Yeah,
I do love Universal Monsters. I do love that old
it was.
stuff.
I mean, it's so. And Christine doesn't like horror either, but it was so well done. It's a thriller style. I love it. I love that. Suspense filled stuff. It's not gory. I mean, it's in color. Spoilers. It's in color at the end, but it's just brilliant, So I'm excited about that.
Man Thing was it for me.
And I said to Chris, I'm like, his name's Ted, and she's like, no. I'm like, I swear to God. So I'm looking through all my comics, I found my Man Things series and stuff, and yeah, Ted's great. So I've always loved him, because of that, But having him live action, and then having him melt that, I won't throw it all out there, but yeah, it was just so great.
I was worried. I was worried when I saw him. I'm like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? And then they did it. And I'm like, yes, yes.
Right.
It's so gross.
See, this is what I mean. So you've got a friendship that can go sour if you don't handle business the way you need to handle it. You've done that. You've stepped up. We both have super amount of respect for each other. And we know when we don't feel right about something, and we're very intentful in saying, okay, yeah, I don't like that, or yeah. And we're not dicks about it, though. Excuse my French. We're not like that. We try, at least I try not to be. We try to be respectful, and that's the thin line. Do you really want to throw it? Yeah. Do you really want to throw that relationship out? And I think you can manage it, unless it's, something that's unfortunate that you can't. They're toys. You know what I mean? There's something that, we can fix, we can replace. And I think it's really important that in business, you make sure that you really, if you've got friends in this, then you know what, you take extra care in the business. Exactly. If they're just acquaintances, well, whatever. But I know in my business, what we do, this is how we handle it. And this is something that this is why you're on, because I want to make sure people know that. And that's why we're fulfilling the Kickstarter after I get them painted, and everything else has been sent out. We're just waiting to get out everything figured out with the figures, and then they'll be mailed out to all the subscribers and all the people that funded.
I did want to say pretty much thank you to everybody for not, for giving us the time to really get you a good product. In a lot of ways, Ted had this, and it fell apart in his hands, and he's like, what do I do? Like but he knew what to do. Like, he contacted me immediately. And like you said, the friendship that is also a business relationship, came into play, and I just made sure it got done. But I really do appreciate people just being kind enough to trust us, because that's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Period.
Say you're selling yourself, at a con or a Kickstarter or whatever, you are. Yeah. And the fact that people have trusted both of us enough to give us the time to get this done right.
Well, so and we're trying to figure it out on the journey. That's the thing. You're part of, we care with what we do. I know we do, Damien, because you wouldn't be part of Ted's tribe if you didn't care. We're trying to get it to the point where it's just we're trustworthy. We've got the right intention, and we want to make sure it's fulfilled and done in the right way. I'm not this type of person that's going to take 3 years to get a product out, a book. I mean, come on. I don't even want to don't get down that rabbit hole. But there's so many things that can go wrong, and some people can really have a bad taste in their mouth from Kickstarter or Indiegogo and that. And I just don't want that. And it's important to me that they see you in the light that I see you too, Damien. I just don't want to have anybody think anything ill of your business practices or anything else. Your products are fantastic. Things happen. I mean, my dad was a designer at Ford for 30 years, and every year the cars got recalled. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what tests they went through or what things happen. That's just part of it. And I appreciate everybody that funded with Grim 101. A lot of great things happening with that book, but it's going to take me a while to get the third book out. I've got quite a bit happening. Retrieve 3 is coming out soon. I'm going to be doing that Kickstarter, but once this is fulfilled, once the Grim 101 book 2 series for the figures is fulfilled, then we'll work on the Retrieve 3 thing. But right now it's being done. I should have it all completed before we do the Kickstarter launch, but I want to get the fulfillment done for Grim 101 first, because I think that's just ethically right. It's the way we do it. So I wouldn't ask for another, another Kickstarter promotion without the other one being fulfilled first. I think that's just ethics, 101.
It's sad to say you're in a small crowd when that would say that, but I'm glad.
I see a lot of good campaigns too, though. I see a lot of people that fulfill and do a good job, and they're really, they're exceptional. And that's what I follow their lead, on a lot of it. So appreciate you, man. Thank you. I know you got some things happening. I know it's been a recorded session today. We got a lot going on here. We got the kitten running around, and Chris got home, so we had time to do, try to tape this. I'm going to try to do a live show Thursday with Glenn. Hopefully that goes okay. I hope. Yeah. So, where can everybody find you, man? Damien, I'm going to bring you up full screen. You tell everybody.
Oh, look at that face. Areyouomniversal.com is my website. You can find a bunch of stuff there. Right now, if you're looking for toys, doors are opening. Maybe drop me a line, see what you're interested in. We'll see what we can do. As far as artwork goes, Comics Unlimited 10. I recommend going back and getting all of them, because it's sincerely good reads. Like, it's not just a standard sort of, here's what's going on magazine. It's a really good magazine with a lot of good articles that teach.
Absolutely. Yeah, we care about it a lot. And it's in digital format because of you, Damien. You did a great job on all that. So thank you.
Well, I had good source material. So there you go. Awesome. But check me out there in issue 10 and go back and get the others while you can. And I think 11. Yeah, I'll be in 11, possibly 12. Yep. Realmer X will be in those. Mm-hmm. So you can catch my artwork there. And if you see me around, say hi.
Very good. I'm looking forward to seeing you at HoloCon. Yes, Christine and I will see in a couple of weeks. She's a lovely wife there with you.
Yep.
And with me. I'm looking forward to spend some time and just recapping the year, man. This is beginning of the year. We were down in Lexington. Now, end of the year, we're down in Georgia together. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I appreciate everything you've done and everything that you're working on for us and everything. Okay. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks everybody for stopping in. You guys are great. And check out everything we're doing on Ted Davies Artistry. I would love for you guys to be part of it, be part of Ted's tribe. And I want to, we're going to probably end up doing something once we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I want to get, I've got some free stuff I'm going to be giving out. So we'll get you in the drawing. Let's figure out, let's get to 1,000 and figure out where we're at. I've got, I know some original artwork, some prints, possibly some books, and I'm looking forward to it. If you guys could just tell 3 people, that's it. Share with it. That would be awesome. We could do it overnight. I could have 1,000 subscribers overnight. So
if you haven't subscribe now, and get your friends, take their phones, log into their YouTube, subscribe.
Right. I want to go ahead.
Oh, that's
I want to thank everybody too for the last couple, the last 2.5 weeks. We've had 2 weddings, and Damien knows how busy I've been with that. My daughter's wedding was absolutely awesome. My son's wedding was incredible over this last weekend. The people that we've met, all part of Ted's tribe, man. These guys, the group over this last weekend were just incredible people. And I'm so glad that they're part of the journey now. Great group of creatives, man. You would love them. They're just great. But thank you guys. You know who you are. We'll talk to you soon. Please plug into what we're doing and be part of this crazy journey. If you got friends in business, treat them right, guys, and they will treat you right back. And no envy, no fear. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.